Good morning, Deacon Tim here. Please excuse my shirt. I would like to have some great gesture that all this stuff's going on at Ohio State and why I'm wearing it, but actually I had some stitches taken out of my shoulder, and this is a very comfortable t-shirt to have on after I get those out, and so that's why I'm wearing it. So that's the way that is. As you hear this, we are getting closer and closer to Ash Wednesday and the beginning of Lent. You know, it's only 8 days away. But there are tremendous things going on in our consortium. There are just wonderful things going on all over the place in our church. In Lent, it provides us an opportunity not only to reflect and sacrifice and almsgiving and prayer and all the things that we're asked to do to Lent, but it's also a time where a lot of people are going to be around that don't have great faith or that don't know a lot about the Catholic faith. Ash Wednesday is a time where everybody knows when they see those ashes on our forehead, they see that cross on our forehead, they know what day it is now and what's happened. We have people that come in on Ash Wednesday that aren't Catholic, that aren't practicing Catholics, that are all in different levels in their faith. So I think Lent can be a tremendous, tremendous time for evangelization, for letting people know what's going on in our faith. And we have to understand with evangelization, it's not a short-term thing all the time. It's not like sometimes we talk to someone and they just get excited, or one little thing happens and they get very excited about faith in general or the Catholic faith, and suddenly they're ready to convert. They're ready to go to OCIA. They're ready to do whatever they can to get into the faith. But for others, it can be a long process. We're very excited because on Wednesday, tomorrow, at 8:30 Mass, at the school Mass, we have a young lady who's in 8th grade who's going to be coming into the church. Her parents aren't Catholic, but they sent her to school at St. Vincent's. She's been, I think, in the school for like 7 years, and she finally decided she would like to become Catholic, and her parents have okayed it. And so she's been not only doing her studies within the school, but some things outside and getting some help from people. And we're so excited that she's going to be brought into the church in full communion tomorrow. And so if you'd like to come to the school Mass tomorrow and see that, that would be great. But for her, it took a long time and a lot of thought. And I think she was very mature about making that decision. Also, just a couple of weeks ago, my wife was at 10 o'clock Mass, and there were a lot of students there sitting in front of her that she knew were from the Naz College, from the university, the Nazarene University down the road. And they have to go to different churches of different faith for a class they take. And so there was a whole row of students. And after the Mass was over, my wife tapped one of them on the shoulder and said, "No, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me, and I might be able to answer some of them or be able to get answers." So as my wife was talking with them and just answering their questions about our Catholic faith, there were some she couldn't answer. And luckily for her, Father Hammond came by as she was talking to him and stopped, and he knew what they were there for as well. And so he helped answer their questions. It just puts the seed in there. It's the mustard seed that Jesus talked about that gives them an opportunity to know some things about our faith and to say, maybe this is something I can do to explore some more. There are so many opportunities during Lent to be able to do that, with Ash Wednesday coming up, with Holy Week coming up, with Easter Sunday coming up. All of those opportunities will be well attended by a lot of people that are all in different places in their faith. And so we have to take the time to just, and again, it's not overwhelming, not just saying, hey, you need to come into the Catholic Church because we're number one. No, it's not like that. It's just, hey, welcome. We're glad you're here. I've not seen you. Are you new? Have you just moved in? What is it that, why haven't I seen you? And talk to them about things and say, well, if you ever have any questions, feel free to ask. And don't worry about not having the answers. Be able to know where to find the answers. There are so many great sources. We have so many things going on in our consortium. St. Luke's is getting ready to start the Follow Me series on the Gospel of John on Ash Wednesday, actually, after Mass on Ash Wednesday. They are going to begin it. We've been doing that one over here at St. Vincent's for a few weeks now. This is the second time, for example, that I've been involved in that series on the Gospel of John, and I've learned new things that I didn't get the first time. So don't be afraid to look at all those different things that we're offering within the consortium at both St. Luke and St. Vincent's. Be a part of them. Learn all you can. Talk to the priest. Talk to me if you have questions. Get on Catholic Answers. I know that Trent Horn and Tim Staples are two of my favorite. They call them Catholic apologists. They're not apologizing for anything. They're explaining our faith to people who don't understand things or who have questions. And both of them explain it in such a way that is so great. And it's great in their cases. Both of them converted to Catholicism after being, Tim Staples, I know, was a minister in an evangelical church and ended up converting to Catholicism. And Trent Horn converted from one of the Protestant religions. So they can help with people who are thinking about that conversion. And so we have to use those resources, and we have to be able to just have conversations with people, friendly conversations with people, and understand when they're asking the questions or if they're saying this is what you believe and it's wrong. We don't have to, defend anything. We have to explain. We have to teach. Jesus never threw anyone out of wherever he was teaching because they disagreed with what he said. Did he let some people walk away in John chapter 6? Sure. But he didn't tell them to leave. They just, when they left, he let them go because this was something, teaching about the Eucharist that they just weren't going to believe. So he allowed them to work it out their own way. I bet some of those people came back eventually. And so that's what we have to be willing to do. We have to be willing to talk to people in a friendly way. We have to be able to invite them to learn more about our faith. And we have to be able to learn more about our own faith or know where to look for the answers. And if we can do those things, maybe they'll be like the young lady that we're bringing into the church tomorrow. It'll be a conversion story for them. And it will be a great thing for us as people who are supposed to be able to spread the faith of our Lord Jesus Christ. So let's keep at it, let's keep learning, and let's keep converting. May God bless you all.